Thinking about buying a franchise? Then the How to Buy a Franchise show is just for you. Here's your host, Dr. John Hayes.
At least in the case of Signarama, there are 6 things you have to do on a regular basis.
Yes.
And do you boil that down the same way in all of the UFG brands?
Pretty much.
It's not the same 6 though.
Actually, you'd be surprised. It
Close.
is the same 6. Yes, especially for the retail brands. Okay, we go into our first food now with John Smith Subs. That's our first food offering. You still got to give great quality work. We're not going to scamp on the bread or on the meat or on the cheese, etc.
Yeah.
You got to service the customer. Okay, if the customer comes back and you don't take care of them, you know and I know they go out and they tell other people.
Yeah.
If you do take care of them, you know and I know they come back and they tell other people.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
So still being involved in clubs and organizations. Yes, people in the community are the people I want to do business with. They need to know I'm there.
Yeah.
Still making sure I advertise, I promote the business, and yes, I protect the brand.
Yeah.
I do the right things
So
by the brand.
It makes sense for just about any kind of
It
business
does.
that you're involved
Not even
in.
just franchising. You're
Yes,
right. You could say that's true.
Yes. So then, how about the training? This is your specialty
Okay.
at UFG. This is an area that you've really been involved in, and you have a great training facility at your headquarters in West Palm Beach. So how, in spite of that wonderful training, there's still people who don't get it for whatever reason.
This is true.
But how much are you, how do you invest in that training? And how involved is it? How long does it take? How simplified have you made it? Tell my viewers and listeners more about the kind of training and why you provide it.
Okay. So it would be safe to say that for most of our franchise brands, the new franchisee coming into that business doesn't have previous experience in that business. So for Signarama, most of them have never run their own sign business or small business. They don't know anything about signs, banners, graphics, displays. We're going to assume that is the starting point. So all of the training that we design and have designed over 30 years is based on those 2 principles. You don't know anything about the industry, you never run your own small business before. Let's start everybody there, okay? And then we build up from there. So the first piece, for example, Signarama, Embroid Me, John Smith, etc., all of those that are producing a product, we go through 2 weeks of training in West Palm Beach, and that's going to be on product, on pricing, on process, on personnel, making sure I hire and train the right people. How do they follow the right steps? How do I go out and promote, which is finding the customers, etc. Then the next piece of that is going to be not just the hands-on 2 weeks there, but going out when the store opens. We're going to do OJT. So the franchisee, you're going to go through another week in an existing location with another franchisee. So now, how do I take what I learned in the classroom and apply that in the day-to-day operation of my business?
Yeah.
That's week 3. Week 4, one of our technical support people comes in, and now we're going to help you hire and train the people who are going to work in the store for you. And that's one of the beautiful parts of this whole industry, especially on the sign side. You don't need to know how to make signs. We're going to help you hire and train young people who are going to produce it using computers. They teach computers and graphics in all the schools today. That's an easy play for us, okay? We do that during week number 4, the technical training, get the store ready to produce the work. Week number 5 is now, let's go out into the business community and start marketing and promoting the business. Bringing business back in the store, and that is hands-on, not theory, not we're reading it out of a book, let's go do it ourselves, side by side, okay? That's the startup.
Yeah.
Then we have the local backup and support people who are providing ongoing training for you and your team on a regular basis. We have regional meetings where franchisees come together. We have the World Expo where the franchisees come together again on a national or international basis. And we've got a team of suppliers. There's 500 different suppliers in the Signarama network who also can provide training and support on their products, their equipment to the franchisee. And really the secret sauce for us is the other franchisees in our mentor network.
Yes.
So we've got over 100 franchisees who have volunteered their time to say, sign somebody who's a new franchisee, assign them to me, and I'll be their big brother, big sister, and get them started. We do that for the first 6 months of the business. And that's called our First Contact program. Yeah.
So it's almost, you've developed this in a way that you can't fail.
You can't fail if you follow it.
We know people do because they don't follow it.
They don't follow it.
That's the unfortunate thing. But all of that training, this is a huge commitment by the franchisor.
Yes.
So when people say to me, $50,000 for the franchise fee, that's a lot of money. What are they doing? Putting it in their pocket, going on vacation, buying Rolls Royces. But here is an example, and I always say to people who contact me, people who I coach, ask the franchisor, what do you do with my $50,000?
Sure.
How do you spend the $50,000? You might be surprised. In fact, a good franchisor takes that money and reinvests in you.
Into you.
It's
That's
your
right.
education. It's your MBA in sign making or whatever it might be. And this is a good example because all of that training that you are doing, that the 4 stages that you go through, that doesn't come cheap or cheaply. This is a huge financial commitment.
And we've always looked at it like this. We're not looking to make money selling the person a franchise.
Yeah.
We make our money on the back end.
Yes.
That's the royalty fee. That's common in franchising all the way across the board. So the better the franchisee does, the better we do.
Yeah.
We get that. So the more we can do to equip the franchisee to be successful, it pays off to us in the long run. This is a long-term play for us.
Yes.
This is a long-term investment. We're not doing it short-term to say, put you in business and let's make all our money there. We're looking to do this over time. As you build your business and you become more successful, so do we.
Yes. So in my wearing my franchisor hat in that experience, I knew that we weren't making money right out of the box with a franchisee. I assume that UFG is not either. That you are reinvesting that franchise fee money back into the. So how long is it until you say, we're making a profit off our franchisee through the royalty?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
I think that takes a good period of time. That's why it's a long-term commitment on our part to keep that franchisee successful. Whether that's 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road before you're really looking and saying, okay, we've covered the hard cost of finding the prospect, taking them through the training program, setting up the location, getting our own infrastructure in place, which we've done well over 30 years. But to your point, you come to West Palm Beach, okay, it's a big building, there's 200 people on staff. You got to pay them.
Yeah.
And they're the people, the majority of those people are the ones that their job begins when the franchisee opens.
Yes.
They're the backup and support arm of what happens in the company.
Yeah.
So this is a long-term strategy for us. We know that the longer the franchisees are in business, the better they're going to do sales-wise, the better they're going to do profit-wise, which I think is an important part because many franchisors are focused on the top line. I get my 6% off the top line. They don't really concern themselves as much with the franchisee making money. Are they profitable?
Yes.
On the Signorama side, I can tell you we have goals that are clearly delineated not just to our own team, but to the franchisees to say, look, these are the sales levels we're expecting to see the stores are at, these are the profit levels we're expecting to see you as a store owner at, and these are the time frames that you should be hitting them. And if you are, great, pat on the back. If you're not, let's come in and figure out what's wrong and get you back on track again.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to How to Buy a Franchise Show. If you want immediate assistance, visit howtobuyafranchise.com to contact Dr. John Hayes for a free consultation.